plug and chug. Pick a point. You need to do this for f of x and g of x. Now, I went ahead and picked out some points. For f of x, I'm going to go to another page here. For f of x on the graph, I picked out, what did I pick out? 1 and 7 and 4 and 1. X sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. And for g of x, I picked out the points 2 and 4 and 4 and 6. Now, of course, you can pick out whichever ones you want to, but since we're all working together on this one, let's all pick the same points. Let's go with these 4 points. Now, plug and chug and solve for y. Do that. Everybody should be able to do that because that's all algebra. Plug and chug and solve for y using this new formula that we all haven't seen before. So it would be kind of nice, wouldn't it, Miss Crosby, if they would have showed y'all this before they asked y'all these questions, wouldn't it? Would that help?
It would have made it easier.
Yeah. But instead, what do they have? Ask the publisher. What the hell? When you see these 2 questions, you know what this says? This says this is a new question that the teacher probably don't know anything about. So plug and chug. I'm going to let y'all do that. Give y'all a minute or 2. I get something to drink. So that's going to be y minus 7 over 1 minus 7 equals x minus 1 over 4 minus 1. Cross multiply. And that's going to give us, let's see, 3 times y minus 7 equals negative 6 times x minus 1. Three y minus 21 is equal to negative 6x plus 7. I'm sorry, plus 6. Three y is equal to negative 6x plus 27. Divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3. Y is equal to negative 2x plus 9. Therefore, y prime is equal to negative 2. Now do the same thing for g of x. I got to show y'all something. I'll show y'all my son this morning. I'm kind of proud of him. I'm not proud of him very often. I usually try to kick him while he's down, but I'm proud of him today. Show you. Let's see, where is he? I took a picture, I took a video of him. There he is. He's running the 175, pulling up those. Well, I got it kind of fast motion. He's not going that fast. Here's him actually running it. There he is. So I was proud of him. Okay, shut up. Good God. There's the one that goes real fast. But there's him pulling up one right there. Those are trees. They're about, I guess they're about anywhere from 5 to 6 inches in diameter. And like I said, they got thorns on them about 1.5 inches. They look like nails. I mean, they do. They're terrible trees. Terrible. But anyway, I thought I'd show off my son this morning. He did real good. And nobody says anything, but that's okay. I can tell y'all not impressed. All right, so here we go with g of x. And that's going to be y minus 4 over 6 minus 4 is equal to x minus 2 over 4 minus 2. Y'all check me and make sure I plugged and chugged okay. And 4 minus 2 is 2 times y minus 4 is equal to 6 minus 4 is 2 times x minus 2. 2y minus 8 is equal to 2x minus 4. 2y is equal to 2x plus 4. Divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. Y is equal to x plus 2. Y prime is equal to 1. So g prime of x is equal to 1. F prime of x is equal to -2. Everybody with me? Okay, now the question said, what is if g is equal to 6f minus g? G is equal to 6f minus g. Well, that also means if you use a little bit of algebra / calculus, g prime is equal to 6f prime minus g prime. Okay, that's true for anything. The algebraic is true, and the calculus is true to the algebraic. Therefore, g prime is equal to 6 f prime of 1 minus g prime of 1. Well, what is f prime of 1? Doesn't matter because it's a numerical. There's no x here. So f prime of 1 is -2. F prime of 3 is -2. F prime of 7 is -2. Same here. There's no x. So g prime of 1 is equal to 1. G prime of 8 is equal to 1. G prime of 22 is equal to 1. Therefore, 6 times -2 minus 1, -12 minus 1 is -13. There is no way in Hades I would put this question on a test because it teaches you absolutely nothing. The only thing it teaches you is something that you've never seen before, and that is what? That is that formula right there that you learned and I learned today. Right there. So if nothing else about this question, this is the most valuable part of this question, is that you can take 2 points and find the derivative of each function by using this formula. Mr. Lowry, you ever seen that before?
No, I've never seen that.
Well, I guess I haven't heard of anybody that's seen it. I'm going to ask the next class. I'm going to ask them too. I've never seen that before. And I've been teaching math a long time. So I can't remember who asked that question, but did anybody else see this question in class? I mean, in the homework? Hopefully that'll help you out.
I saw it, but what I did was I just took the slope of both lines and just solved for the derivative. If that makes any sense.
Oh, you found the equation for both lines.
Yeah.
Well, why? That's what I don't understand why they didn't say do it, because that's what I did when I did the problem. But that's not the way that they want you to do it. They want you to do it with that new formula. I don't know.
Yeah.
You can do that. What he just said, find the slope, find the equation, and then take the derivative of the equation. Anyway, I'm sorry about that. That question is, at least we did it. And you can take 2 points, like these 2 points right here, and this point right here. Find the equation and do it that way. Okay? All right, let's look at another question somebody might have sent. We started a new email today, and I can't tell. Okay, ones that are blue are not are new. This is our new email, so y'all might see it also. Okay, is this the one we just did? 3.3, number 23. That was 3.3, number 23. I think that's the one we just did. Yeah. I'm not used to this email. 3.731. Let's see if we've done, whew. Boy, that's a mess. Following limit is the derivative of a composite function g at some point x blah, blah, blah. Find the composite function. Go ahead and write that one down. looking to see if I've done this one. I don't see it. This is not a test question, of course. Let's see if it's one of those. Yep. This is one of these off the wall questions. Okay, this is the derivative. So this is the slope. So if we find the slope, we still don't have a point. We're gonna skip. I don't know how to answer this one right now. If anybody's got a clue on what to do first, we know this is the derivative when we plug in, but that's going to give us an undefined function. So we're going to have to multiply by the conjugate just to get that h from out of the bottom, if that's what we're supposed to do or not. So that would mean we got to multiply by the cosine pi over 2 plus h squared plus the cosine of pi squared over 4. Good gracious alive. I'm going to start you off, but
I think that one's just asking for pi squared over 4, or like, it's like the difference quotient where it's f x plus h minus f of x. I think it's like asking for the f of x, but it's called g of x instead.
I see what you're saying. So this right here is f of x, and this right here is g of x. I mean, is x plus h.
Correct.
So g of x would be pi squared over 4. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So let's see if that's what they want. Pi squared over 4. Or cosine.
Cosine.
Cosine. Ah, shit, I don't know what they want. Sorry, I just get sick of these questions that they just stick in here and they don't give you any kind of guidance. Okay, I see what they. Okay, so x is pi over 4. Write that down. X is pi over 2. So from what they're giving us so far, x is equal to pi over 2. X is equal to pi over 2. Therefore, pi over 2 squared is equal to pi squared over 4. Therefore, we're dealing with x squared, and that's why this is pi squared plus h, because this is x plus h. Well, there's x right there. Okay, I'm seeing it now that I'm seeing what they're asking. Now it says b, okay, a is equal to pi over 2. And what do they want now? It says use the chain rule to find the limit. Well, that's going to be the cosine of pi over 2. So that's going to be the cosine of pi over 2 squared, which would be pi squared over 4. Minus the cosine of pi squared over 4. 0. I don't know what they're asking for. I guess they want you to take the derivative. I'm gonna humble myself down. If anybody understands what they're asking for, I don't. Cosine of pi
right.
squared. Go ahead.
They're asking for the derivative and for you to plug a back into it.
So take the derivative of cosine right here. Well, okay, I see what they're saying now. What they're saying, let me go back and do it this way. Okay, I'm gonna write this question the way it should be written. Okay? The following is the derivative by the limit, which is limit as h approaches 0 of the cosine of pi squared, pi over 2, plus h, quantity squared, minus the cosine of pi squared over 4 over h. Therefore, x, or g of x, or f of x, whatever you want to call it, is equal to x squared, because pi squared over 4, if you take the square root of that, you get pi over 2. So x is equal to pi over 2.
It's
Everybody
cosine
with me?
x squared.
No, x is equal to pi over 2.
Well, the f of x is what I was saying.
Well, yeah. So, with all this information, they want you to find the derivative of the cosine of x squared. Trying to see, of x.
Cosine x squared, you're right.
Cosine x, right? Of x squared.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the derivative of the sine is the negative. The derivative of the cosine is the negative sine of x squared, and then you got to take the derivative of what's inside. So in this case, it's going to be negative sine of pi over 2 squared times pi, because that's the derivative of pi over 2. Because you take the 2 right here, that's going to be pi squared over 2. Let me do that. Equals negative sine of pi squared over 4. And if you took the derivative of this, you basically would get pi, and that goes out front. Now, why they couldn't have done that a whole lot easier than what they do, I don't know. But like I said, if it doesn't have the other stuff with it, chances are I call them rogue questions. No wonder y'all sending them. Let's see what else we got. I know one thing, I'm glad we're going into antiderivatives. Okay, I'm looking for another question. We go to 140. I think we just did this 3.7. I think we just did that one, right? Let's see, this is 3.10. 3.10 what? 3.10, number 7. Let me see if I got this one. I did some before class. That's why I was. No, I don't think I did this one either. 310/70/24. Okay, this one's not bad. This could be a test question unless they screw it up. So this is a screwed up question. So let's see what it says. I'm going to find the inverse function first. Now this looks like it could be a test question. F of x is equal to x over x minus 6. And y is equal to x over x minus 6. Switch the x and the y's. X is equal to y over y minus 6. Multiply both sides by y minus 6. Finish it out. Hold on a second. Y'all work on that. Go ahead and take the derivative of it too. Sorry, my daughter just came in. Okay. All right, so we got x times y minus 6 is equal to y. Xy minus 6x is equal to y. Change the y into 6x, so xy minus y equals 6x and y x minus 1 equals 6x and y negative 1 is equal to 6x over x minus 1. Y'all check my algebra and tell me if that's what y'all got. I need somebody to either say yes or no. Nothing? So either y'all didn't do it or you don't know. Which one
Priority
is it?
1 message coming in on secured channel.
Is everybody, can y'all hear me?
I can. That looks right, I think.
Okay, so nobody did it?
I don't think mine's right.
Well, I could have it wrong. That's the way you find the inverse unless I've done something wrong. Now you do the quotient rule first, or denominator, times numerator prime minus the numerator times denominator prime over denominator squared. All right, work it out and see what you get. Y'all have to excuse me. My house is like a in and out right now. My son is leaving for the week to be with his mother, and my sister, my daughter, is picking him up, and it's in and out. Sorry, they're gone. All right, so x minus 1, derivative of 6x is 6, minus 6x times 1 over x minus 1 quantity squared. And that's going to be 6x minus 6 minus 6x over x minus 1 quantity squared. And I get negative 6 over x minus 1 quantity squared. What'd y'all get?
That's what I got.
Now that is a bona fide question, a homework question, a test question. That's the kind of question I'm going to ask you. I'm not going to ask you who attended Wimbledon and what was their addresses. Beats anything I ever seen. Okay? Let's see if that's what they want. Negative 6 over x minus 1 quantity squared. Now there's something else I found that you might want to write down, and I had to do it for the other class, but I'm not doing it. I'm not doing another question unless I run up on it. And that's this. to find f, the prime or the derivative of, I know this is weird. To find the derivative of the inverse, and write this down. To find the derivative of the inverse, you can take 1 and divide by f prime of f of -1 of x. Now, I found that in a homework question, and basically they say, but the thing is, they don't hardly give you enough information to go on. But this is a property, and I think it might go with that other property that we've never seen before, something that they've come up with. I don't know, but I'm not trying to be vague. I'm just telling you that there may be a homework question that this exists, and it'll say something to the effect of f of x is equal to 2x cubed plus 3x squared plus 7x plus 4, and they want you to find f -1 prime of 4. And you need to take f prime of x, and that is 6x squared plus 6x plus 7. And then you might as well plug in f prime of -4, or 4. And that's going to be 4 squared is 16. 16 times 6. What is 16 times 6, somebody?
96.
Is it 96?
196, my bad.
No, it's not. It might be 96. I don't know. Somebody check me. 6 times 16. Yeah, 96. You're right. Plus 16, 4 times 24 plus 7. And that's going to be 96 plus 24 is 120. Somebody check my math for me. 127. Yeah. And then find f of 0. F of 0 is going to give you 4. So 0 is equal to f -1 of 4. And if you take 0 and plug f prime of 0, you'll get 7. Therefore, 1/7 is your answer. And I'm going to tell you, that question right there is in your homework, but I don't know where it is. I don't have a number on it. Has anybody seen that one before?
I don't think so.
I can't find the number. I'm sorry. I wish I could. It's one of those off-the-wall questions that Miss Crosby was talking about, just off the wall, just from left field. But that's a decent question. 31070, that's a decent question. So 31070, this new email is driving me crazy. Give me all these new sounds. All right, this is 310.524. 310.5 on line number 5. If f is a one-to-one function with f of 7 is equal to 9, f of 7 is equal to 9, and f prime of 7 is equal to 4, what is the value? This is one of those off-the-wall questions. What is the value of f of -1 of 9? And I think I've got one of these. 3.10. Yeah, I've got one of these. Okay, so you've got for the function f of x, for the function f of x, if you plug in 7, you get 9. For f prime of x, you plug in 7, you get 4. And they want to, and they're giving you that function that I just gave you, f of -1 prime of x equals 1 over f of prime of x. And basically what they're saying is, highlight, it should be this answer right here, 1 over that number right there. So your answer is 1/4. So, and I can just tell you on that question, it's better just to believe me. It should be 1/4. It's always that second coordinate right there. Just take my word for it. It's always 1 over f prime of 7. Or f prime of whatever this number is. Again, another off-the-wall question. And I bet you $1 to a donut hole. Yep. I don't know where these questions come from. But at least y'all are consistent. Y'all are sending the same questions. Let me see if I can find another one. Anybody got one that's pushing that you sent? Okay, so everybody's good? Here's one. I didn't see it a while ago. I don't know if we did it or not. 3766.5. No, 3766.23. 3766.23. Calculate the derivative of the following function. Y is equal to the cotan of 5x e to the x. This is a okay question. First of all, we got to pull up our handy dandy trig file that I sent you. I'm just going to go to y'all's class. Hold on a second. Let me go to your file, and what is it called? It's called trig, isn't it? Trig log derivative. Of course, I know what the cotan is. Derivative of the cotan is the cosecant squared. All right, so the y prime is equal to, and I'm just going to rewrite it, cosecant squared of 5x times e to the x, and then what?
You take the derivative of what's inside and multiply
I
it.
take the derivative of what's inside, so use the product rule and get started on it. Then it's the negative cosecant. So first times the derivative of the second plus the second times the derivative of the first.
Hello.
Say again.
Hey.
You got a question, Mr. Bickett?
Yeah, it's 111 Aspen.
It's in the main street.
Yeah, it's like in the first part of the neighborhood on the left as you're driving in.
Okay. Negative cosecant squared of 5x. And what is the derivative of e to the x? E to the x times 1, because that in parentheses, that's 1, plus e to the x times what?
5.
And now it's just cleaning it up. Negative cosecant squared of 5x e to the x plus 5e to the x. You could factor out an e to the x, 5e to the x, and bring it out here. Negative 5e to the x cosecant squared of what? X, what? Well, x plus 1. Y'all check me on that, please. Either one of those is your answer. That's a legitimate question. I hope y'all understand what I'm talking about, because I'm going to be honest with you. Every semester, no matter what class we teach, we get these questions that are that come into, and they always have either print or ask the publisher. And I'm going to ask them one of these days when we have a meeting, I'm going to ask them, where the hell do those questions come from? 3. Okay, here's the answer. Let's see what they wrote it as. They did not factor out. Okay. Or did they? 5e to the x, 5x e to the x. Cosecant squared. It looks like we got the same answer, but it looks like they did. I think they got too much in their answer. 5x e to the x. So they can't factor out an x. Does it look like cosecant 5x e to the x? Okay, here it is. They wrote their answer up here. Their answer is right here. No, right here. That's their answer. They put that 5e to the x, they put that out front. It's the same answer. Everybody see that? They put that 5e to the x, they put it out front. 5e to the x. Still got a different answer. I don't think. Did anybody get that answer? I got this answer. Did
I think
anybody
there's
get that
different
answer?
ways. I think
What?
there's different. I think there's different ways you can put in an answer and it'll still count it.
I think we got the answer. But that's a legitimate question. All right, we're gonna go ahead and call it a day. Y'all need to finish up your homework. There's 9 of y'all. I don't understand, but I'm not gonna lecture you. I just don't understand. But there's 6 of you that's already 6 or 8 of you that's already taken the test. You're good. The rest of y'all need to finish up your homework and take your test. When is it due?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. So y'all have a good day, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Oh, I got to take the roll. Hold on.